Hey man, can I try out your vape? Yeah, sure, dude. Here you go. Thanks. Solid.
Multiple contact! Fuck off!
It's about to go down right now. My name is Freaky. Welcome to Story Time. This is probably one of the craziest episode I'm ever going to have to bring to you guys because this only happened a year ago. And this probably was one of the most trippiest periods in my life because of what this actually did to a lot of people around me, my friends and some other people. It wasn't addicting. Let me just say that right now. But it was really, really crazy if you did enough of it. So, this story takes place a year ago. I'm working at my work, and there's a smoke shop next door, which is owned by the same person that owns the lounge that I currently work at. So I work at a lounge, and then there's a smoke shop, basically. And during this period of time, there's an older gentleman that actually worked for my boss for a long period of time, probably about, like, almost a year coming up on that moment. So I go in there one day, and I noticed that a lot of people were coming out of that store, like, really blitzed. Their eyes were, like, bright red, and they were, like, freaking out, like they had no idea what was going on. And I was like, dude, you guys okay? And they're like, I don't know what just happened. I'm just really fucking stoned right now. And I'm like, dude, it's okay. I'll go get you something. I don't know what he gave you. So one day, I decided to go in there. And he's like, so, Tom, you wanna buy some of this stuff? This stuff's really cool. It'll really fuck you up. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to try that. So he gets me his pen, and it's one of those normal mod. It was probably a 18650 battery, maybe like 100 watt, something like that. Nice tank. The whole tank is filled with this shit. First time trying it. This is what he's been doing to a lot of people. He gives it to me, right? And he's like, take a puff or two. And I was like, okay. You know, I take the first puff, just like I normally would vape off something, and you chuck the clouds. And instantly, I'm hit in the fucking face with the craziest, most, like, ear-ringing, like, everything around me gets super bright. The volume and then the voices are all echoey. And then everything seems, like, really, really stretched, and I feel really light. So it's like a mixture of being, like, high and drunk at the same time, but it just smacked you in the face, so it just came out of nowhere. It's like, seriously, if someone came up to you and, like, hit you really hard in the face, and you're like, oh, what the fuck just happened? But that lasts for, like, a good 30 minutes. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, here's your mod back. What the fuck was in that? And he's like, that's that shit. That's that fucking shit. And I'm like, okay. And I just see him going over there, and he's like, do you ever feel really light? Do you ever feel really light? And then he just starts going up and down. He's like on his leg. He's like, and just like starts bouncing the fuck around. It's almost like a camera pan to my face. And I'm just fucking sitting there with my eyes wide open. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I literally can hear my voice in my head without me actually talking, and everything around me is echoing. I can hear, like, little light flashes almost. It's like everything just got super focused. Like, I just became, like, a superhuman, but not a really good superhuman. Everything's just really getting crazy right now. It's literally like I just jumped into Enter the Void. It was a crazy experience. So I'm just watching him running around, acting like he's super light, like he's a fucking bunny rabbit. And, okay, imagine, he's 40 years old or 50 years old or something like that. And he's running around. And he was jumping up and down and going to the back of the store. And I'm like, holy shit, I need to fucking leave. This is really, really scary right now. I need to go back to work. So these stores were connected through a strip mall. So just imagine a crazy scene in a movie of a guy, like, tripping out or someone doing acid or something. But picture yourself almost walking with tunnel vision, but at the same time, you can kind of see yourself in your mind as a third-person walking video game down the side of a strip mall. That is exactly what it felt like, except then amplify every atmospherical sound around you. The leaves going around on the ground, people talking, cars flying by, horns, sirens, all of that stuff just echoing in your head. So I finally make it to the lounge, and I'm like, holy shit, this is, I don't feel okay. And I see a group of girls that come in all the time. And I'm like, oh, thank God, I really needed this right now. I need to have some comfort, right? I need to have something that comforts me so I don't get too terrified where I start having a panic attack. Maybe have this slight schizophrenia, like where those voices coming from. Because that's kind of what it was like. And I go and I sit down with them at a booth. And they're talking to me. They're watching a movie. I'm kind of just like, yeah, just nodding my head. I'm like, yeah, hopefully they don't understand, what's going on right now to me. Really scared right now. And then I just hear the TV's blaring. The voices all mixing together. All of this sound is just going in together into one clusterfuck inside of my ears. And I look to them, and finally I hear actually one thing that they say to me. They're like, can you give me some coals? Because this is a hookah lounge. And I have to go get them some coals. So I go and light up some coals. I go around to the bar. I grab some coals. I grab a dish. I start lighting them with a lighter. And what do you know? My vision starts to turn into a fucking fisheye lens. I am not even kidding. My eyes created a bubble of a fisheye lens. If you don't know what a fisheye lens is, go watch some skateboarding videos. That's what a fisheye lens is. That's what's happening to me with my eyes. I'm looking at burning coals that are lighting up with a fisheye lens. I start to just stand there. I'm like shaking my head a little bit. I'm like, is this fucking really, like, is this real life? This whole reality that I know is not real life. It feels like I'm in a fucking dream. So I'm standing there. I'm kind of like losing my balance a little bit. I'm like, shit, what the fuck? I feel like I'm going to fucking fall over. I feel like I'm going to fall over. And then 1 second literally passes, and I feel like I have like a blackout almost for like 1 second as I'm standing there. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to have to get a fucking chair. And I just like, you know what? No. I fucking got this. This can't take control of me. This is not going to go down. And I take those coals over to them. I feel like I'm the most awkward person walking in the room right now. That's what this made me feel like. I felt like everyone was staring at me. I had these voices in my head. All the atmospherical voices and sound effects were all going around me. I had tunnel vision mixed with fisheye lens as I'm walking. So I'm like kind of like almost walking as if I'm like scared there's lava on the ground at this point. And I'm walking over to there. I'm like, okay, all right, I got the coals. Where I was shaking, and I'm like putting the coals on the thing, and they're like not even noticing it. Thank God. It was kind of embarrassing. And I put the coals on. And I'm like, okay, is everything all right, guys? I'm going to go to the back real quick. So I walk to the back where we make all the hookahs and the food and stuff. And I'm like sitting there. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? I don't know. I don't want to go out there. It's way too fucking scary right now. It's like about 10 o'clock at night. I'm sitting there. The place is packed. I don't want to like take any orders or anything. I don't want to do anything. And I'm just, what the fuck is this? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I think I'm going to fucking die. And then 20 minutes pass. All of this happened within 15 minutes. This felt like an eternity. Every single time that this drug would wear off, it just dipped. And then I was back to reality. It was almost like it would smack you in the face, and then right when it was about to be done, it was just like smacked you in the head, and then you're just out of it. It was like almost lucid dream tripping, but in reality. And just imagine all your nightmares mixed into one, but actually experiencing that in real life. This is what this thing replicated. At some points, it felt like weed. That's what it was supposed to replicate. It was supposed to feel like the high of weed. But if you did too much of it, you mixed too much, not with juice, it fucked you up. From people that have tried it, they've went into the bathroom and have stared at the ceiling. And when I went in to check on them, this is exactly what they told me. I feel like I'm in the fucking Matrix right now. This has been a story about a THC synthetic vape juice called OMG. Because oh my god. Small bottle, no coloring, no taste or smell, 2 drops in a tank, and it'll fucking hit you in the face like a hammer and make your nightmares a reality. Or you'll just find yourself very, very stoned and craving some munchies.